stop slipping, and stop cutting your socks. We have 15 different color options between 3 grip socks and 2 sleeve types. Something for everybody at a price that just makes sense. Available now at puregripsocks.com.
While I totally understand why, in general, the prices of football boots have gone up over the last couple of years, but I do not understand how Nike continues to raise the prices of their boots within the same generation. Because Chapter 2 of the Nike United pack might just be the most expensive Nike colorway pack ever. Starting with arguably the least popular of Nike's entire top-end lineup, here's the string bag for anybody that cares. It is the Nike Tiempo Legend 10 Elite, that in this colorway, I have to admit, does look really cool. Aesthetically, I'm actually a big fan of these football boots, but at now $260 in this colorway, we're up 20 bucks total from when the Legend 10 first came out. Where granted, we did see a $10 price increase halfway through the Legend 10's life cycle, but why this new Nike United Chapter 2 colorways is another $10 more, I have absolutely no clue. Having said that, it does look quite good, with the front part of this boot kind of having this light gray with almost like a bluish purpley hue, a really cool kind of tumbled leather aesthetic on the surface that slowly fades into this pinky orange and then into a royal blue and then eventually into a teal at the back. You have the accent of the bright white Flyknit at the back of the heel as well as across the top of the foot along with the laces, and then little details in chrome as well as metallic gold in the Nike swoosh as well as the Nike United logo there on the back. There it is in focus. The sole plate also has that 3-way fade and is not a wearable finish, with the final detail being the royal blue insoles that are actually mismatched, listing all 6 of the female athletes responsible for this Nike United pack, as well as the 2 specifically that will be playing in the Tiempos. Moving on, we have the Mercs, which admittedly are probably my least favorite of the entire pack, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Nonetheless, here is, again, the Nike United Chapter 2 Mercurial Vapor 16 Elite, which you can also get in mid-cut form as a Superfly 10, where normally a Vapor 16 would run you $260. However, this particular colorway bears a $20 premium, bringing the grand total to $280. And if you do want it in mid-cut form, the Superfly in this color retails for $305. Where I should clarify, when the Vapor 16 and Superfly 10 first came out, the retail was $260 and $285 respectively. Since then, normal colorways have gone up $10, and then this colorway, for whatever reason, is an extra $10 on top of that. Which isn't necessarily unheard of, especially for a Mercurial, where we're used to paying a premium for a CR7 or an Mbappe or a Vinny Jr. signature colorway, and I suppose this is a signature colorway to a certain extent, but given the complete lack of hype around this versus something new for Mbappe as an example, I'm just not sure how Nike concluded that these were worth the extra cost. Especially when you consider that these aren't that dissimilar to these, which aren't that dissimilar to these. All from the same Mercurial generation, by the way. With the grip knit itself having kind of like a combination of what looks like soft pink and almost like a gray color, but from a distance it almost has a little bit of like an orangey tinge to it. Of course, it fades into a teal, navy, as well as kind of an orangey pink within the graphic itself. The swoosh is a really nice looking flat gloss black with a little gold detail at the end. You of course have that Nike United logo there in black on the heel, and the sole plate pretty much combines all the different colors of the boots within the usual non-wearable finish layout. With the insoles also being mismatched, almost in like a pale mint green color with the same detailing as the Tiempos I just showed you. And then finally, the Phantoms that come in a colorway that you might recognize, and that's because, in all honesty, it's not that dissimilar to the launch colorway for the Phantom 6. And just like that launch colorway, these also bear a premium to the usual retail price, where if you want the Phantom 6 Elite High like I have here, they're gonna run you $305 versus the lows that'll go for $280 rather than the $270 that you'd pay for a normal colorway. Although credit where it's due, it's not exactly the same shade of green, with this new colorway being listed as Pistachio Frost. But again, the similarity of the teal with the kind of slightly gray fly knit collar definitely draws a lot of resemblance to something that we've seen before within the same generation. Where again, I actually think these look really good. I love the detail of the royal blue swoosh on the lateral side, and then the orange one here on the inside. You also have an orange one at the top of the lace cover, and then that same fade graphic with the gloss Nike swoosh along with the Nike United logo there on the back. And then the sole plate has been left relatively plain with just a subtle fade from teal to royal blue within the graphic on, again, a non-wearable finish. And then one last time, here are the insoles, this time in orange with, again, all of the same details as the other two pairs. Where don't get me wrong, I actually think the pack as a whole looks really good, but if we pick it apart individually, all of these colorways, maybe aside from the Tiempo, are things that we've seen before. And with that in mind, is this genuinely worth that extra $20 over when all of these football boots first came out? I think for the vast majority of people, the answer to that question is no. Where I don't think consumers necessarily mind paying a little bit more for something that is physically different, but when we're just talking about colorways, especially when we're on, what, the 30th colorway of this generation of Mercurial at this point, I just don't think the extra cost is justified anymore. But that's just me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you are by chance interested in any of these boots, you can pick them up below their normal retail price by way of some exclusive SR4U coupon codes via the links down below. Thanks for watching.